Hi all. We're going to do this one, I guess. I'm going to call it Sunday Morning Chaos. Not to be confused with a live stream, but I keep talking about how the tomato plant's falling over, and it's spread out, and then I forget to take a picture of it. So just a little thing and for the intro on this video, I just kind of wanted to show you guys what it looks like. It's all spread out and wide. It's probably pretty close to 6 feet wide, I guess, so instead of tall, which is fine because the roof ceiling in this shed is only about 5.5 feet or so. So I mean, I can bump my head on it every now and then. So anyway, so I figured since I was doing the tomato, I'd just go ahead and show what the rest of the shed looks like. This is why it's called chaos. I just haven't been able to get out here and keep it cleaned up and all that. It's only an 8 by 10, so just a couple of things sitting around, and and it looks all disorganized and cluttered, and well, it is. So and then springtime's coming, and I'm kind of incapacitated at the moment. I really want to get out here and clean it up and straighten it all up, and get started on some stuff. So I wanted to. Here we go. We're gonna start skipping around again. Yep, trying to search for content. So I wanted to get started on some kind of a schedule and on my videos, because it's mostly been just hit and miss, and whatever happened to crossed my mind that day. So not too much has been crossing my mind lately. So but anyway, yeah, Monday Night Chaos. We're going to start that back up, I guess, and then and then day off Tuesday, and then maybe Wednesday we'll do some pottery. As soon as my arm and shoulder gets better, so I can put pressure on the clay and that. So I'm going to be doing that, and then on probably on Friday we'll do some telescope, some photography in the sky and all that kind of stuff. I was sitting here thinking the other day, why am I so bored? I got so much to do, I've been setting up for this, for having time off the mountain, and in a home base, and set up the pottery and the telescope, and and a few other things, and get this hydroponic thing going. I got so much to do. I just I'm confused on which to go first. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna kind of try to do some of that stuff, get some kind of schedule going, so you guys at least know what to expect. The channel is off-grid truck camper, so it hasn't had anything much to do with that for quite a little while. So, what can I say? I don't want to change the name of the channel, because eventually I'm going to get back out there. So just pay attention to the description, I guess, in the front part, to what's going on. So my brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, I still call him my brother-in-law. He and I got along really good. So he's wanting to come out. We're going to start doing some upgrading on the property here and all that. We got the property. It's got two properties, and one is about a foot lower, a foot and a half lower than the main property. So that's where the shed is on the lower part of the property, and he wants to make it all level and make one property out of it. So kind of reluctant to do a whole lot out here in the shed. I won't use the words that he used, but he said just to remember that you can't put 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound box. So I figure he meant, don't get it so crowded in here that it's going to take 2 weeks to get it cleaned up, and then we're going to move the shed clear out into the front of the property. So I have to get the motorhome pulled out of the driveway so he can get some lumber. He's going to build a big shed out there in the back for Cheryl in her part of the backyard. So we're going to pull the motorhome out, and we're going to put it up in the front of the property and put it sideways in there. So I'll have a lot more room outside. That'll be good. And then we'll move the shed, get a forklift in here and move the shed up there in the front. So, excuse. Not sure when that's going to happen, but you know, I got a lot of things that I want to do. You know, some bush beans and cucumbers and all that. So, you know, I'm kind of at a standstill. You know, I can't do a whole lot. It's going to be quite a job to move it. So, we started on the interior with some paneling up, some brown paneling, real thin, and put styrofoam up first, and then put the paneling on top of that. So I need to finish that and get it painted and all that kind of stuff. So figured I would, when we start pulling stuff out and get it moved up there in the front, then that's when I'll finish it all up. And that, what else? The telescope. It's kind of this area that I live in is not a very good, safe place. There's a lot of drugs and stuff, you know, around, and people walking up and down the road and all that. So you know, I have to keep taking the telescope in and out, and you know, it's kind of heavy. So we'll get it on the other property where I can chain it down where it can't be moved, and then I can just take the telescope part off the top and bring it in and out. That's fairly light. So, but the mount and all that is what's the heaviest part. Been a couple of requests for some pottery. Start doing that again. So I've been thinking really strong about that. I always, when I come out in the mornings, you know, to check on the plants and all that, it's sitting there staring at me, calling my name. You know, it's turned into a catch-all place. So I have to get it all cleaned up and get it out. And I got clay in the motorhome, so you know. But like I said, I can't put pressure on the clay, so I have to wait to do that. Some requests about telescope, you know, and like I said, the pottery and all that. So I don't know, what can I say? I had no idea that, you know, when I came home in the winter after the mountains, I came back down here to hang out, and I just wanted to get a couple of things done, you know, that turned out to be, what a mess, you know. With the cancer thing, you know, that started it, and then the torn rotator cuff and the tendonitis and, you know, all that stuff, bicep tendonitis. So it's just kind of been one thing after another. I'm trying to get caught up. I spent most of my life never going to a doctor, never needed to, and now all of a sudden, it seems like every other week I got to go do something. Okay, I promised myself I wouldn't gripe on this one. I guess we'll end it right here. Talk to you later.